Hey, hello there, and Candice Oneida here. And in this episode of Warrior Truths for Men by Women, I'm going to give you a pretty solid truth about what women want from you. Now I want to start by giving you some compassion, as our modern world is making it very hard for men to be masculine. You're getting a lot of conflicting messages, the Me Too movement, the outright blanket destruction of the masculine that's happening in lots of ways, in the way you're being brought up, taught, the way you're taught to think about dynamics with women. So first up, a lot of compassion from me to you. Because you're probably very confused about how to turn up with women, how to date, how to be in relationship with women. And there may be some generational things that I'm not addressing on this particular talk with you, but what I want you to know is that underneath it all, the feminine in women wants the masculine in you to turn up. The feminine in women wants to be able to let go. It wants your masculine to lead. It wants your masculine to make them feel safe. It wants your masculine to hold them, to provide for them, and we'll talk about that more in a second, and to embrace them. Something you probably don't cognize as a man is, and women don't either, by the way, is that we actually literally walk around knowing somewhere inside of ourselves that our body is smaller and weaker than yours. What does that mean? That means if we're walking home late at night through a park, we are riddled with fear of being attacked in our body. We just are. We're weaker. We're not going to fight you back. We couldn't. I remember this scene. I was at college doing a medical review with a dear friend of mine, Gil, who was a small Mexican guy, brilliant, but small guy. And I was super strong at the time. I was totally in my masculine in that age. And I used to go to the gym 2 hours a day. I was ripped, And I remember him challenging me at a party. I said something. I said, I could take you down. Because I knew he was a smaller man, right? And he said, okay, Candice. And I was sure I could get out of being attacked by a smaller man. And he just leapt on me, in play and to prove a point. And he pinned me down, and I was really physically strong at that time. And I couldn't budge him. I'm saying this to illustrate the point that we feel weak in our body. Now that was a big turnaround for me, because I knew I couldn't fight off a man, right? And I was like, wow, okay, I'm actually really physically exposed. So why I'm saying this is, when we have a man that we know is there, that is protecting our body, protecting our energy, it allows something to literally let go inside of us. We start to out-breath. When I train women, that's my main thing. I come from a background of training women for how to be in their feminine with men, okay? So when we learn to be able to let go, and I'm training them to be able to be in their feminine too, just so you know, in the background. So the warrior training for you is, whatever she's saying, I'm going to pay, whatever else, I don't need you to protect me or whatever. Somewhere inside herself, she's wanting you to penetrate that barrier and make her feel safe. It's not necessarily what you say. It's how you are with her energy and her body. It's how you cherish and adore her sexuality. And it's how you hold her when you walk down the street. Hold her hand. It's how, whether this feels overly chivalrous to you or not, you change sides and you stand on the street side when you're walking down the street, just because that's just going to make her feel just a little bit safer in your presence. And when a woman can feel safer in your presence, she's going to open up to you. She's going to reveal her heart to you and her vulnerability. And she's going to then eventually want to and feel really safe to reveal her sexuality to you. And that takes proportions, by the way, for a woman. The more she feels safe in the way you hold her and be with her and cherish her body and really adore her body, there's a real depth that she starts to reveal in her body, her energy, and her sexuality. So I know this is an early conversation with you, but I want to start you thinking about what it is to be a masculine man, to be standing up in your high value, in your true masculine, and that it is a warrior's path in a world that's saying that that's not okay. And look, people can do and be whatever they want, but if you're listening to me because you feel yourself as having a really masculine soul and that you really want to stand up as a masculine man because it is in your bones to be that type of man, then this is why I'm talking to you today through the lens of a woman, through the lens of a woman that has trained tens of thousands of women in the feminine. I know what they want and how they feel. I know how they turn up and present themselves too, but I know what they're feeling behind the scenes. So what I'd love you to do is to comment below and ask me any questions you have about what it would mean to tread the path, the warrior's path of entry into the true masculine. And if you have any other questions or any other things you'd like me to talk to you about here, I would love to do that for you. All right, sending much love to you, and bye-bye for now.